Kia Markie here. So I'm in the bush again. Try and spend as much time as I can in the bush actually. And this particular place is known for these mighty redwoods. Those amazing tall trunks. Some more ahead of me. I'm in the mobile studio, as you can probably tell. There's just a lovely vibe to these trees. They're not native. This is like a plantation. I don't know the history of it, but there's a lovely vibe and they're beautiful trees. And it's on the outskirts of national park and ranges, as they call them here. Mountain. It's a mountain basically. So I thought this would be a good place to film a video. So I'm not gonna be talking about the place, about something else. But this is a nice backdrop. I might have to just move the camera this way a little bit to be more comfortable, which means you might get a bit of wing mirror and things like that. It won't be quite as nice a view, but almost. Got the sun that's starting to think about setting. So I want to do an apology video. But before I do, I want to make an appeal to you, if you can help me out, because I do not make a penny from my YouTube videos. I'm close to getting what they call monetized, or monetized as people like to call it. But that doesn't mean that you make money. It's kind of weird. So when you get monetized, it means that theoretically YouTube could pay you for the videos, but they're very picky about which videos they think they can pay you for, and they're ones that they think will have a broad interest, I guess, and not be offensive in any way to potential advertisers. So nothing off-putting about the videos. So if you swear in videos, or if you talk about things like suicide, this really pisses me off actually, because suicide is something we should be talking about. I know it's when people don't talk about suicide that people commit suicide. So people like me, I'm a psychotherapist and I talk a lot about mental health and well-being and that kind of thing. It's totally appropriate that I should talk about suicide. But YouTube think that if you're talking about suicide, you must be encouraging suicide, or giving people the tools for suicide, or goading people into suicide, or something like that. So they penalise you if you talk about anything like that. They penalise you for all kinds of things. Now I'm not very marketable as a YouTube channel, because I'm very informal. I'm not slick. I do swear. I do talk about taboo subjects. I talk about child abuse a lot, because it's something that I work with and something that I'm committed to preventing. So I am not a very desirable channel from YouTube's point of view. So I'm close to all the kind of parameters, the targets, like number of subscribers and number of hours, how many hours of viewing time you've had and that kind of thing, to getting monetized. But I won't get nothing from them. It's very unlikely. The thing about, I still want to do it because it does open up some other options, that there are other advantages when you kind of cross that threshold. But being paid by YouTube ain't really going to be one of them. So I wanted to appeal to you, if you support what I do, and bear in mind, as I say in a lot of the videos as a preamble, I talk about all kinds of things, including some things that are quite frivolous, and some things that aren't at all serious. But the goal of this channel is to get some really important information out there, not just for people with retroactive jealousy, but other mental health conditions, or people that are affected by domestic abuse, family violence, sexual abuse, affected by narcissists, all kinds of things. Really important stuff that will help people and potentially save people's lives. And I want to get that message out there through YouTube and other things as well, other ways. And I really enjoy doing it. I enjoy making videos and kind of sharing my thoughts and things with you guys. So I'm going to continue to do it, but I don't make a penny from it. The only the income that I get is through therapy clients, and therapy clients do come to me through the YouTube videos. which is great. And I do that to pay my bills. Some people think that therapy should be free. Well, that's great, but in that case, and sometimes it is, because it's provided by agencies and the therapists get paid. But I need to put food on the table, so I need an income. So just an appeal: if you support and like what I do, please consider. And there's lots of other ways that you can support me that don't involve parting with any pennies. But please consider being a patron on Patreon. So Patreon is, for those who don't know, it's a platform that was set up initially, I think, to support artists. So they could put their art online, videos. So you might be a musician, you put your songs out in videos on the channel, and people sponsor you, and they can sponsor you for different amounts. So you can set, how much you want people to sponsor you. I don't have any settings. I have just that you can have tiers as well, where people can sponsor you for X, graded different amounts of money. So you can sponsor me on Patreon for as little as $1 American per month. So far less than the price of a cup of coffee, and that it becomes like a regular income, and that helps massively. So if you're up for considering that, then I really would appreciate it. And if that's not a possibility for you, which I quite understand, then please consider subscribing. And just like watching the video to the end is it affects the YouTube algorithm and means the videos are shown more widely. So just by not switching off the video when you can tell that it's winding down at the end, because you can always tell when a video is coming to an end, but watch it to the very end is hugely helpful. Sharing is another one. Commenting is really good as well. And I put details of sometimes, if you're not familiar with YouTube and you don't know how to sign up for YouTube, because you can't do any of those things if you're not signed up, there's details of how you do that in the video description. If they're not there when you look, they will be there soon. I don't always put them up straight away. It takes me a while sometimes. So thank you for that. I just wanted to get that one out of the way. And now I'm going to apologise. So I did a video a little while back, and it was a kind of a frivolous, it was a fun one. And I was talking about an app that I have got on my iPhone called Picture This, which always makes me think of the Blondie song. Why were Blondie songs so good? Why are there so many excellent Blondie songs? They were good, weren't they? Well, they still are, and they're still around, I guess. I think they are. Picture This is called. It's an app where you, if you see a plant or even a tree, fungus, any kind of flora, you can take a picture of it, and it will tell you what it is. And give you a bit of information about it. And I did a video a while back. I'll put a link to it under here, where I accidentally, I'm terrible for this. When you make kind of pocket calls, you call people by accident when your phone presses, you accidentally press the keys on your phone, and it maybe finds the last person you called and calls them again. I'm a devil for that. And I'm always accidentally setting off videos, so I find that I go to look at my videos and I see ones I don't remember taking, and it's like me kind of walking down the street, filmed from the perspective of my pocket and things like that. So I took a photo. Somehow I got onto this app by accident, without realising. I was just sitting in my armchair, and I snapped a photo of my legs and my knees, and via the camera connected to this app, this Picture This app, and it said I was a type of palm tree. So if you didn't see that, that's on there, which I thought was quite amusing. Did tickle me, and I did a video about it. And I said that the app was very expensive, and I realised afterwards that it's not at all. I looked again at what the price was, and it's I think it's about $8 or something, which is nothing for such a good app. Really, really useful, really interesting, especially here in New Zealand, because there's such a diversity of plant life. So I'm always seeing plants and thinking, what's that? So I want to apologise to Picture This for saying that. Not at all expensive. I was thinking of another app And I won't even name the other app, because the other app, that was something like $28 a month. But it's worth it. You know, it was something. Oh, I'll tell you roughly what it is. It's an ancestry app that helps you plot your family tree, and it's worth every penny. You know, so I don't begrudge that at all. But I was conflating the two things in a way that my muddled mind sometimes does, and thinking that Picture This was $28 a month, and it's not at all. So I just want to apologise to Picture This, because being in business myself, I just know, you know, it's so easy just to get tarnished by you know, falsehoods. You know, somebody has a mistaken belief about you, and then that spreads around, and you know, when you're in business, that's really bad. You know, you can just suffer so much with that. So thumbs up to Picture This. I know I don't get sponsored by them or any money from them. I don't get sponsored by anyone. But just fair's fair, really. I just wanted to acknowledge I got that wrong and put it right. Which I think, you know, is something more people need to do, really. It's was it to no, I was thinking of two areas: human to forgive, divine. That's not right, is it? I was thinking it's, you know, it's human to make mistakes, to err, to get things wrong, to fuck up. But you know, it's people can be very reluctant sometimes to put their hands up and say, okay, yeah, I did wrong, I said wrong, or I regret that. I'm sorry about the, you know, the effects of my actions, and I apologise. You know, there's no shame in that. No shame at all. You know, and I really like people that are able to do that. You know, that's always a good sign. It's always a good way of telling a narcissist as well. A narcissist will, you know, acknowledge fault and apologise. Sorry, a narcissist won't acknowledge fault and apologise. But some maybe pretend to. They can pretend to. They can do that just to create the right impression, so that you're sucked in. But generally speaking, it will gall them. They won't, you know, they won't like doing that. It doesn't come easy to narcissists. So it's a good way of checking out the character of an individual, really. But yeah, you know, we're human. We make mistakes. It doesn't mean we're bad. But I don't want to badmouth anybody. Unless they deserve it. If people, you know, if people deserve it, or people need to be warned about something, I'm quite happy to. But you know, I hate it if I say something bad about somebody and then I'm found out to be wrong. So there we go. So just a quick one on that note. Apologies to Picture This, and do check it out. I think there's another one. I'm not sure if it's by the same people. That identifies in, I think it's insects. I'm not sure if there's one that does animals. Not sure if there's one that does birds. I mean, that would be good, because I'm always seeing birds and thinking, what's that? There's lots of birds here in New Zealand. There's very few mammals. As I've said in other videos, there's only one land mammal, and that's a bat. I've never seen one. I think they're quite rare. So you get things like seals and sea lions and stuff like that, you know, sea creatures. But all the creatures that live on land are reptiles. There's lots of lizards, no snakes, lots of lizards, and lots of birds, including flightless birds like the kiwi. And they were able to survive because there weren't too many mammal predators. Well, there are no mammal predators. There used to be a massive eagle. I think it's called a hast eagle or something like that. That was huge, and there are birds of prey. So there are predators, natural predators, but not, you know, not like the UK where you get foxes and stuff like that. And previously to that, you know, you had bears and wolves and all that kind of thing. So apart from the mammals that have been introduced to New Zealand, deliberately or by accident, there's just no land mammals apart from the odd bat. So there we go. I always end up talking about wildlife in my videos, even though the topics about something else. I always say that the tangents are more interesting than the main topic anyway. But before I send you to sleep with my soporific bedtime stories, I will say good evening to you. And thanks so much for all your support just watching this video. Really appreciate it. And have a good day, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it might be where you are. Rangimarie.